Morning children, 11th Biozoology, the chapter Economic Zoology. From Economic Zoology, today I am going to discuss about sericulture and also the life cycle of silkworms and other various disease in silkworms, rearing of silkworms, cultivation of mulberry plants. It's all each and every one we see their full details. First we study about what is means sericulture. Sericulture means rearing of silkworm and production of silk. Production of silk, that is called sericulture. Rearing of silkworm and production of silk for commercial purpose, that is called this sericulture. That is called this what? Sericulture. Rearing of silkworm and commercial production of silk and usage of various silk product is coming in the category that is called this included for sericulture. The sericulture that is called nature gift to the mankind, and also it is a commercial fiber of animal origin. The silk thread which is secreted from secretion of this from the salivary glands of silkworms, that's why it is called this commercial fiber of animal origin. It's originated from animal which is used for various commercial purpose. That's why it is called commercial fiber of animal origin. Biodegradable. What is mean biodegradable? The silk thread is easily able to decompose. The substance which is easily able to decompose. Substance which is easily able to decompose. That's coming under the category that is called biodegradable. That's called this what? Biodegradable. And also it is based on agro-based, agriculture-based cultivation of mulberry plants and also rearing of silk. That's why it's coming based on this to the cultivation of the food is the main sources for silkworms. Cultivation of mulberry plants, that's the basic. That's why it is agro-based technology. Agro-based technology. As per this historical evidence, revealed that sericulture practiced in China from the beginning. Already the origin of silk is China. The sericulture is practiced in China long years back and also preserved a secret for more than 3,000 years. More than 3,000 years. They practiced from the beginning. The sericulture cultivation is started in China for long years back and also is preserved as a secret for more than 3,000 years, and it acts as a monopoly trade. Monopoly trade means the cultivation of mulberry technology takes place only in particular country in China when compared than all other world. No any country from this world they are not cultivated. They secretly they preserved the cultivation of sericulture technology only in China. That's why it is called this monopoly trade technology that continued in this only in China, not compared than any part of the world. That's why it is called monopoly trade silk technology cultivated only in China, no any other part of this world. Also, based on this according to this Western historian, the mulberry cultivation is spread from India 140 BC from China through the Tibet. As per according to this Western historians, the cultivation and also the spreading of mulberry silkworm technology spread to India from China through the Tibet. When is spreaded 140 BC before birth of Christ is spreaded from China to India through the via that is called Tibet. Later, from this China, it carried to India and also Europe. First the cultivation takes place in China, and also it is spread to India from the China through the via Tibet. When it spreaded 140 BC, from this China to it is carried to India and Europe. From the China is carried to India and also Europe. Long distance, lengthy road, that's 7,000 miles from China to India. The same, the silkworm technology is carried from China to India and also Europe. 7,000 miles long, lengthy road. That's why historically it is called a Silk Road. Historically it is called this Silk Road. From China to India and Europe, it is carried to Damascus and also Tashkent, via Tashkent, spread to other countries like India and Europe, due to the long lengthy road. Length of the road that is called 7,000 miles. That's why the long lengthy road is historically is called Silk Roads. That is called this what? Silk Roads. Origin of mulberry cultivation in China. When it is spread to India 140 BC, spread to India through the route Tibet. From China to India and also Europe is carried. Mulberry cultivation is carried to India and also Europe through the long lengthy road. The distance that is called 7,000 miles. That's why the long lengthy road historically is called a Silk Roads. And nowadays 29 countries. Nowadays in all over the world there are totally 29 countries, different varieties of types of silkworms are cultivated, and also India also one of the second place after the China. Total production of mulberry cultivation, silk technology. When compared with China, next to the China, India stand second place for mulberry cultivations. Mulberry cultivation is also based on agro-based industry, and also it is consists of three components. What are the three components of agro-based technology? Agro-based industry consists of three components, and it is consists of, one is called cultivation of food plant. Cultivation of food plant means cultivation of mulberry plants. That's the first component. The second is called this rearing of silkworms. And third is called this reeling and also spin rate of silkworms. These are the three agro-based industrial component. One is called mulberry, cultivation of mulberry plant. Mulberry plant is the main food sources for the silkworms. Second is called this rearing of silkworms. The first two that is called is agriculture-based technology and agro-based technology. The third is called reeling and spin rate. Extraction of silk thread from these cocoons, that is called reeling, that is spin rate, that is called industry-based technology. 1 and 2, cultivation of food plant, mulberry plant, and rearing of silkworm, that is called agriculture-based technology. Last one that is called reeling and spin rate. These two are industry-based technology. Next we go for life cycle of silkworms. The life cycle of silkworm consists of 4 different stages: egg stage, larval stage, pupa stage, then adult stage. These are the 4 different stage silkworms. These are adult silkworms, adult moth. The adult moth consists of body is divided into head, thorax, abdomen. The head is consists of three segments. Thorax consists of three segments. The abdomen, that is called these 10 segments. Abdomen, that is called these 10 segments. The female is larger when compared than this male. And also, due to this silk mouth, due to the people wings not able to flight is not possible due to the heavy body weight. Females are heavy body weight when compared than this male. That's why, and also due to the people wings not able to flight or flight is not possible. And also it is consists of the size of this adult 2.5 centimeter. The head is consists of a pair of eyes, a pair of antenna, and next is called thorax. Thorax consists of two pairs of wings, four wings, hind wings, and also three segments. Last is called this abdomen, that is called this 10 segments. The size of the adult, that is called 2.5 centimeter in size. 2.5 centimeter in size. Right, okay? When this butterfly, when this silk moth, which is hatches, when this hatches from these cocoons, and it start to feed the leaves. When it's doing the time, the mouth parts, that's called this mandibular. When the egg is hatches, when this egg is hatches, the young ones are comes out, that is called this mouth. That is called this mouth. And also it consists of this adult butterfly, and also consists of both male and female. The females are larger and also heavy body. Heavy body. Due to the heavy body, flight is not possible. Flight is not possible. Right? Okay. When this hatches from this, when the flight is not possible, and also it consists of the male flight. When the male moth hatches from this, the male moth copulate with the female. Male copulate with the female. When the male is copulate with the female, during the time of copulation, the male and the female not separate. After the copulation, the male becomes die. After 1 to 24 hours, the copulation takes place 1 to 24 hours. After the copulation, the male becomes die. And next the female start to lay the eggs. The female start to lay the eggs. When the female start to lay the eggs, in each single female, a single female lay 400 to 500 eggs. 400 to 500 eggs. A single female moth lay 400 to 500 eggs. The eggs are oval in shape and also centrolecital type. Mostly all the insect egg coming in the category centrolecital egg. What is called centrolecital? Centrolecital means the yolk is present only in the center. Yolk materials are present only in the center. That's why it's coming in the category centrolecital. Mostly all the insect egg is coming in the category centrolecital oval shape, and also is coming in the category of centrolecital egg. Each female moth, they lay eggs for 400 to 500 eggs are laid. The eggs are also two different types of egg. Female moth lay 400 to 500 eggs. After laying of eggs, it becomes die. Male, after the copulation, over few hours after the copulation, male die. The female start to lay the eggs. How many eggs are laid per day? Single female 400 to 500 eggs. 400 to 500 eggs per day. After egg laying is completed, the female becomes die. Two different types of eggs. One is called two types of eggs. Like one is called diapause type. Another one is called this non-diapause type. Diapause type of egg. Another one is called this non-diapause type of egg. The diapause type eggs are mostly laid in temperate region, temperate climatic conditions or climatic regions. Non-diapause type, the eggs are laid mostly in subtropical regions, subtropical temperature regions. There's two different types of egg. One is diapause type, another one is called this non-diapause type. The diapause mostly laid in temperate climatic regions. Non-diapause type of egg mostly laid in subtropical temperature regions. These are two types of egg. Okay. After laying of eggs, that's called this incubation. That is called this what? Incubation. What is called incubation? Right, okay. The time interval between the laying of eggs and hatching of young ones. What is called incubation? Time interval between laying of eggs and hatching of eggs. That is called this incubation period. The incubation period for Silkmoth 10 to 12 days. Incubation period or incubation time means the time interval between laying of eggs and hatching of eggs. That is called incubation period. The incubation period is 10 to 12 days. Incubation period 10 to 12 days. Right, okay. Incubation period is over. The eggs are hatches. The young ones are comes out. That is called this larva. That is called this what? Larva. And also it is called caterpillar. After 10 to 12 days, the incubation time is over. The egg is automatically hatches. The young ones are comes out. That is called this larva. And also it is called caterpillar. The larva, when the egg is hatches, the young larva is like a antworm or newborn silkworms. Length of the newborn silkworms 3 millimeter in length. Egg is incubation period is over. The egg hatches. The young ones are comes out. That is called larva or caterpillar. Based on this stage, first instar, second instar, third instar, fourth instar, fifth instar. Stages of the larva. Different stages of the larva. When the egg is hatches, immediately the antworm, like they shape like an antworm, and also is called newborn silkworm. What is the length of the newborn silkworm? 3 millimeter in length. Right, okay. So undergo second stage. That is called first instar larva. Based on this molting, what's called molting? Removal of skin. That is called this molting. Periodically, the skin is removed based on the different stage. First stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage. Based on this molting, the larva undergoes first instar, second instar, third instar, fourth instar, like that. After the molting is over, also coming to the category second, third, fourth instar stage. Right, okay. The newborn silkworm size is 3 millimeter in length. Then first the removal of the skin, first time, it's called first instar larva, that takes place 3 to 4 days. During the time the temperature is maintained 27 degrees Celsius temperature. The requirement for this during the time of first stage, first instar larva, the time duration after hatching the egg 3 to 4 days, the stage is coming in the category first instar larva. During the time the temperature is maintained 27 degrees Celsius temperature. Right, okay? First molting is over. Go for second molting, second time. After the first molting is over, again time takes for 2 to 3 days. The temperature is maintained to the stage that is called 20 degrees Celsius temperature, that is called second stage, second instar larva. After the second instar larva, third instar larva, 3 to 4 days. After second instar is over, third instar larva, that is called the time duration 3 to 4 days. That is called ecdysis. And the time is maintained, that is called is 25 degrees Celsius temperature. The required for the maintenance of third instar larva, during the time the temperature is maintained 25 degrees Celsius temperature. Next, after 3 to 4 days over of the third instar, next is called is 4 instar larva, fourth stage of molting. It takes place for 3 to 6 days. After third instar, that is called fourth instar. During the time of fourth instar, 4 times the skin is removed. That is called fourth molting. The temperature during the time of fourth molting requirement is called 24 degrees Celsius temperature. 4 instar is over, last final stage, 5th instar larva. During the 5th instar larva, the time duration for 7 to 8 days after the 4th instar, that is called 5th instar larva. During the time of 5th instar larva, the temperature is maintained for 23 degrees Celsius temperature. The length of this 5th instar larva 7.5 centimeter in length. This is the final stage, that is called 5th instar. During the time of 5th instar only, the minimum requirement of temperature is 23 degrees Celsius temperature, and also the length size of the 5th instar larva 7.5 centimeter length. Right? 5 instar is over. End of the 5th instar, complete development of salivary glands. Complete development of salivary glands in this mouth. When the complete development of salivary gland, from this salivary gland, they secrete a fluid-like substance. Sticky like a fluid-like substance. 5th instar larva. This is the 5th instar. End of the 5th instar, the development of salivary gland. From the development, due to the development of the salivary gland, during the larval stage, well-developed mouth parts, that is called mandibular type of mouth parts. During the larval stage, each and every larval stage, well-developed mandibular type of mouth parts. Due to this well-developed mandibular type of mouth parts, start to feed the mulberry leaves. End of the 5th stage, 5th instar larva. The larva move to the corner of the leaves and start to secrete a sticky-like substance, fluid-like substance which is secreted from, that is called this, secreted from spinneret, S-P-I-N-N-E-R-E-T, spinneret. The spinneret is a minute opening which is present above the hypopharynx, on hypopharynx. On the surface of the tongue, a minute openings are present, that is called spinneret. 5th stage is over. The instar caterpillar move to the corner of the leaves. When move to the corner of the leaves, stop feeding, and secrete a sticky fluid-like secretions. Pass through this spinneret which is present on the surface of the hypopharynx. When the sticky fluid-like secretion, when it passes on this air, it becomes a dry. Continuously secreted. And the thread also, when it is continuously secreted, the silk thread or the length of the silk thread, each silk thread 1000 to 1200 meters. Long thread, that is called 1000 to 1200 meters. And next, when this start to secrete the caterpillar, then the stage which is caterpillar stage which is converted into a pupa, that is called this a cocoon. Cocoon is a white colored. Cocoon is white colored bed. White colored bed. When the caterpillar converted into a pupa stage, and the silk thread is covered, wrapping around the body. That is called this cocoon. That is called this what? Cocoon. They secrete a two type of thread. Two type of thread. The outer thread is irregular. Outer long length. Length of the each pupa, the length of the silkworm thread is 1000 to 1200 meters. The outer surface of the thread is irregular. Outer surface thread is irregular. Outer surface thread is irregular. The thread which is present inner side, that is called inner thread. Inner thread is regular. Inner thread is regular. Two different type of thread. When the caterpillar converted into a pupa stage, during the pupa stage, around this pupa, the silk thread is covered. Around the pupa, the silk thread is covered. That is called this a cocoon. The cocoon lifespan, the life of the cocoon 10 days. Life of the cocoon, that is called 10 days. For to complete 100 to 200 meters, the time duration for complete 100 to 200 meters, that is called 3 days. Take time for 3 days to complete. Continuously secreted for formation of 100 to 200 meters, the time duration to complete, that is a 3 days time for to completion of the secretion of the thread. Right, okay. Two type of thread. The outer threads are irregular, inner threads are regular. Inner threads are regular. Right, okay. The pupal time, when this, the pupal time for last for 10 to 12 days. Last for 10 to 12 days. After 10 to 12 days over, the pupa, they make the silk thread and they come out. They emerge out. That is called delivery. That is called this what? Delivery. Then they come out. That is called this adult stage. That is called this what? Adult stage. This is the final stage. This is the final stage of this life cycle. Life cycle consists of egg, caterpillar, cocoon, pupa, then adult. These are the four different stages. Based on this molting, mulberry cultivations. Based on this molting, the mulberry silkworms consists of tri-molting. If 3 times to molt the skin, it's coming under the category tri-molting type. This is the 3 times molting of skin. This is 4 times skin molting. This is for 5 times mean. That is called this penta-molting. Pentamerous. Tri-molting, tetra-molting, and a penta-molting. Based on these volcanisms, volcanism means formation of brood. Formation of brood chambers. Based on this formation of brood chamber, these are for the divided into various different types. Monovolting. Next, that is called this bivolting. Third is called this multivolting. Based on these volcanisms, the mulberry silkworms are, volcanism means formation of broods. The formation of a single broods. That's coming in the category monovoltine. Bivoltine means formation of two brood chambers. Broods, that is called is bivoltine. More than two or more than three. More than three, that's coming in the category multivoltines. That's coming in the category multivoltines. Based on this voltinism means formation of brood chamber. The mulberry silkworms are raised into three races. One is called monovoltine, next is called bivoltine, third is called multivoltine. Monovoltine means they are single broods, formation of single broods. Bivoltine means formation of two broods. And multivoltine means more than three. Either three or more than three is coming in the category multivoltinisms. Okay, children. Next we go for the diseases and disease control and industry-based technology. That is called is reeling and also spinning. We study the next class. Thank you.